Hey, we're here with Zach and Ryan from Portugal The Man. Obvious question. I'm sure you get it all the time. Where does the name for the band come from?
Well, Portugal is actually an alter ego, kind of in the same vein as David Bowie creating Ziggy Stardust, just a fake plastic person. And when thinking about what to name our fictional character, we wanted his one name to represent our whole group of people. And we figured a country is one name for one group of people with one voice in the world. And so we randomly just thought that Portugal would be a pretty awesome name for a guy.
It follows in the line of other bands that have been named for places like Chicago. And
yeah, totally.
Recently
Asia.
we interviewed a
Boston.
band called
Asia.
Jamaica.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
actually a band from Toronto called Toronto. They suck though. So, and the other obvious question is, you guys are originally, some of you are originally from Wasilla, and I'm not going to ask you about the whole Palin thing.
Cool,
'cause
fair
it's been
enough.
done. But can you see Russia?
We cannot see Russia
You
from
can't
our
see
house,
Russia.
no. There are places in Alaska where you can see it from, but nowhere near us.
Right. You live in Portland now?
Yes.
And there seems to be this, the Pacific Northwest specifically seems to have all kinds of musical vibes going on. What made you guys decide to head down to Portland specifically?
Well, actually, we had already kind of set up camp there. I moved down to go to college there with a friend, and then last about 2 years, then I dropped out to be in a band. And so we'd already, a bunch of our friends had moved down there, and it's a really cool place. It's very artist friendly. It's very cheap, and I think that's why the Northwest is pretty big in the music scene right now. It's rent's pretty cheap. Bars and stuff are cool with you having a job there and leaving for a few weeks on tour, and they're just real supportive of all the arts.
In the Mountain, In the Cloud comes out July 19th, and you're touring the record now. The first single is Got It All, and I can't get the hook out of my head. Do you guys collectively sit down and write these songs, or how does that process work?
Our singer John is actually the main songwriter in the band, and he'll sit down with an acoustic guitar and come up with a chord progression and a basic melody, and then he kind of brings it to us in the studio, and we all just start coloring it in. And but he's got the basic idea in his head on where he wants it to go, and then we all kind of work around that.
The sound is pretty eclectic, and I guess that's just from messing around with the songs inside the studio. I mean, there's so many different sounds that I hear when I listen to it. You know, it is a little prog rocky, it's also a little psychedelic, but it really is all over the place. What are some of your influences that bring it all together?
We're kind of
Pink
all
Floyd,
over. Yeah,
the
Pink
Beatles.
Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Radiohead.
Yeah, all the bands, the classic rock bands that any rock band would say.
We like a lot of hip hop too, though. So
Yeah.
I'm
Listen to a lot
not
of
sure how
Wu-Tang.
prominent that is, but it makes its way in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sneaks in every now and
On
then.
the beat side of things.
Yeah.
How John Hill produced the record? How involved was he in the process? Speaking of hip hop records, I mean, he did
Yeah.
the Santa Gold record,
Yeah.
and like how involved was he in bringing in all the sounds?
He was very involved with all the sounds, and that's what we're pretty happy with our songwriting and how we do things. So when it comes to producers, we need their help more on the tonal end,
Right.
and we really wanted to work with him, somebody that's done like some kind of weird hip hoppy, weirdo pop kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we heard his work on the Santa Gold record and loved it, and so he was really cool. We brought in a lot of really awesome ideas that we would just never really think of, and he helped a lot. It was really cool, and we got Andy Wallace to mix it, which was pretty insane. I mean, that guy's done amazing records, and we were really excited to work with him. And when we started getting the mixes back, he just helped it that much more. We're really proud of it.
It's a pretty visual experience too, the band, and I guess a lot of that comes through in your web presence and the cool stuff that you're selling. I mean, there's that package online for the first 500 people, where you get not just the record and not just the vinyl of the record, but you get some pretty cool art pieces. Is that all part? Is it about selling more stuff to more people, or is it really part of the whole experience, Portugal The Man?
It's the whole experience. We're very visual people. We're all really big into film and painting and photography. And our singer, again, he does all our artwork.
Right.
Him
Wow.
and another guy. He does all the drawings, and then a buddy of ours we all put it together. And so we just think that's part of it. Anything more that you can do, to get your ideas out there, kind of what you're going for, is cool. We're big fans of album art, and yeah, we like to do as much as we can.
Fairly prolific career thus far. I mean, you've put out 6 records. Well, this will be your 6th full length, and 5 EPs. I mean, are you guys always writing and working on music?
I mean, we have 3 or 4 months off from touring a year. What else would we do? It gets kind of old just sitting around. So
right. I mean, playing music is really just what we do.
Right.
And now that we have it, it was a hobby, and now it's our job, and so even that much more, it's just what we do every day. We're either rehearsing or doing some kind of art for the internet, or we're always working. We don't take too many days off.
Yeah, let's talk about the internet, because I think it's a really important thing for a band like you.
Oh, for sure, it's huge.
And you're kind of breaking out in a time where people are probably finding out about you because they don't hear your songs necessarily on the radio, but you've got a significant Facebook presence and Twitter presence. I mean, how actively involved are you? Are you guys the ones who are doing the Facebook and Twitter?
we do all of that.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's an incredibly useful tool, and it's great too because back in the day, you have newsletters and stuff like that, and you're always forcing people to sign up, and we don't want to do that. But we want it to be known, hey, if you want to see what we're doing, you can definitely know everything we're doing all day, and we'll keep it up. We do a lot of pictures, video, blogs, always on Twitter and Facebook, and that stuff's really, really important, I think, and it helps you connect with your fans so much better, and that's important these days.
Do you think that stuff and the fact that you have a fan base helped you get signed to Atlantic? I mean, the whole package, do you think that helped you finally get to a major?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we wanted to. We were getting contacted by major labels ever since we started the band, but we all knew from the very beginning that we wanted to build it up ourselves and do everything. We worked with some independent labels, but most of the work was just done on our own, and we paid for our own records, and we really wanted to do it ourselves and be ready and be semi-established before we took that next step. And then we finally realized that, we need help. And so this is about time to take that next step. And they've been awesome. Atlantic Records has been really, really cool to us.
You're touring, the record doesn't come out till July, but you're touring ahead of the record, and I assume you're going to tour after the record.
Yes.
And then is the plan just to continue touring through the fall? Is that?
Yep. Yeah, we're touring till pretty much Christmas, and then head back out in January, and probably back in the studio in February or March.
Be curious to know, since you are in the van a lot, besides eating wings everywhere you go, what are you guys listening to in the van?
As far as
songs about chicken.
Yeah,
songs about chicken. Yeah.
Weird Al. No, we've been bumping the new Licky Lee.
Yeah, the new Licky Lee we really, really like. The new what do they call it? Fleet Foxes was pretty good too.
Yeah. Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah,
It's usually pretty steady diet of Neil Young.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're huge Neil Young fans. I'm excited. We're playing Bonnaroo this year, and Buffalo Springfield's playing.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
That is awesome. I'm so pumped about that show. I love that band.
Thanks for the record. I've heard the record, and I think it's really great. I think
Thank
it's
you.
really catchy songs and great production. So congratulations on that, and can't wait to see you guys live soon. And
Thanks.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.